Hi there, it's Mrs. Ananacone back for another story time. And this month is National Poetry Month. So we're going to be looking at and learning about poetry. And poems can be short or long, they can be silly or serious. They can rhyme, but they don't have to. Sometimes they have interesting rhythms or they look interesting the way that the words are put together. So I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite poems, and I hope you like them. The first poems come from a book called Jumping Off Library Shelves, a book of poems. And it's also Library Month, so I wanted to share some books about libraries. And these were selected by Lee Bennett Hopkins and illustrated by Jane Manning. And the first poem from this book is called Refuge, and it's by Nikki Grimes. My library comes into view. Almost there. I sprint the last few yards, charge up the stone steps, breathless, and push through the double doors, smiling at the sweet kingdom of story, inviting me in to rest, to explore, to dream. And this next poem is called Storyteller for Augusta Baker by Lee Bennett Hopkins. As she speaks, words leap from pages. There are friends like frog and toad. I walk down a yellow brick road. Worlds of paper disappear. Only Miss Augusta and I are here, in a room filled with magic story rhyme. And as her voice reaches the highest rafter, I believe in Once Upon a Time. I believe in Happily Ever After. The Poetry Section by Alice Schertle. The poetry section was perfectly quiet. I chose a collection, decided I'd try it. Just thumb through the pages, take a quick look, to see if I liked it. I opened the book. It reached out and grabbed me, that poetry sound. Set my heart singing, spun me around. Like a million bells ringing, 100-piece band. Those poems made music right there in my hand. The library rocked from the roof to the floor. Perfectly quiet? Well, not anymore. Speaking of music, this next poem is from a book called Jazz by Walter Dean Myers, illustrated by Christopher Myers. It's called Now I Come In. There's crazy rhythm in the drums. You can feel it when it comes. It's so cool. You can hear the bassman humming as his fingers start to strumming. He's steady stroking in a music pool. The pianos come alive, and I know that she'll be driving through the night, and it's so right. You know. And now I come in. The horn is my heart, and I've got to play my part that takes you to another place and time. This melody from memory makes harmonies that reach to be so much more than a simple tune or rhyme. I'll take you as far as I can go. I'll blow as hard as I can blow. I'll reach for the stars, blow notes around Mars, and then you come in. And then you come in. And now we're going to switch gears to a book called Haiku, A Year of Seasons by John J. Muth. And it's a play on words because haiku is actually another kind of poetry. And I'm going to read a little bit from the author's note by John J. Muth. Haiku is a poetic form that originated in Japan. Traditionally, it was made up of 17 sound parts called on, divided into 3 lines with 5, then 7, then 5 on. But English syllables and on are not the same. Haikus that are direct translations into English are often shorter than a total of 17 syllables. So over time, haiku has evolved and changed. And the last thing that I'll leave you with about haiku is that haiku is like an instant captured in words. New leaves, new grass, new sky, spring. Too much TV this winter. My eyes are square. Let's go out and play. Perilous tic-tac-toe. X's and O's sometimes become dragons. And this last poem comes from a book called Once I Ate a Pie by Patricia McLaughlin and Emily McLaughlin Charist, illustrated by Katie Schneider. And these are all dog poems. And this one's called Mr. Beefy. I am not thin, but I am beautiful. When no one is looking, I steal tubs of butter off the table. I take them to the basement to eat in private. Once, I ate a pie. And now it's your turn. What kind of poem could you come up with? How will it make you feel? I hope you enjoy it. See you later.